35 years ago, God told me to write a book about my life. And I didn't want to do it at all. And someone said, well, pray about it. And I did. And I put 3 things before the Lord. And I said to him, just to tell you how far back it was, I asked for a typewriter.
All right.
And my husband's support. Wow. And a desire to do it. And it took 35 years for all those things to come together. So here I am now.
So you actually wrote it on a typewriter then?
I started it on a typewriter, but I just didn't feel like I could do anything good enough because of the experiences that I'd been through that he wanted me to write about. So I ran from writing for a long time. Until recently. So 35 years that you knew God had called you. Yes.
But was the subject matter too challenging at the time, too difficult perhaps?
Yes. I had suffered sexual abuse as a child, and my parents were divorced very young age, and my stepfather, there's just some things in my life that God wanted me to discuss and bring out. And in the writing of it, of course, he knew it started to bring healing as well. So there was a wall around my heart, and I said, no, I'm not going to go there. And that's why I ran away from it for so long. But I found out that so many people in my research of young people, they wall it off too, and they don't want to talk about it because it's so painful and there's so much shame involved. You just feel ashamed. So.
And do you find that some feel like that it is, as you say, it's shameful, even though it wasn't their fault?
Yeah, it's not your fault, but you, for some reason, especially as a child, I think even the older, because I had it at 14 too with my stepfather, then as a young child at 6 with a neighbor. But you somehow think you've done something wrong. You just do. I can't explain it because you really haven't done anything, but it's forced upon you. But it's just a hard thing. It's just a hard thing for young people to overcome, but in Christ we can.
Absolutely. So elaborate on why, and I'll ask it a couple of different ways. Why is it hard for people to really tell their story, and why is it important to tell your story rather than just say, well, I'll just take care of this on my own. I'll get before Jesus and he'll forgive me and take this bad feeling away, and I'm going to be just fine. I don't need to talk about this. I don't need to tell anyone. That doesn't seem to be the narrative that we're seeing. You agree?
You can't. I've done some other interviews with people and told them this statistics about how many people never tell. Young people, like 60% never ever tell and live with it all their life. And I had some people after I finished say there were three people said that in their 80s they died and had never told anybody till right at the deathbed. It's so hard to bring it out because you don't feel good about yourself because you think there's something wrong with you that happened. So therefore you're going to hide that. And you cover, for me personally, I didn't even acknowledge, I so shut it off that it was only after I got married that I really had to deal with it. I had put it away, like you say. That's why it's so important. It has to, that's the lie the enemy gives you, is to just hide it and don't come forward with it. So when I wrote my book in fiction format, I was hoping to reach some people that might not pick a book up about it that have that issue if they know that's what it's about. But if they pick up a book and they're just reading a good story, and then the Lord can begin to talk to them about it as they read the story of Jerusha in Jerusalem. So it's important to talk about it and to get it out in the open so you can get healed. Total healing.